Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633 back with another Transformers review. Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Terracon Rippersnapper. Now this is the first out of the limbs of Abominus, and I'm very glad that Hasbro went ahead and released this particular combiner, since this was one of the few that they actually skipped out on, at least during Combiner Wars. Anyways, with this is the second to last combiner outside of the Predaking that's being released this year. And hopefully they'll make the Seacons in some shape or form in the near future, but right now it seems like this is probably what we're going to end at. Which I guess isn't the worst, since these will finish off the actual combiners that appeared in the G1 American cartoon. Anyways, we'll now move on to the contents and presentation. To start off, we're going to take a look at the card first. The card is your standard look of the Deluxe class figures. It has a artwork design of Rippersnapper's robot mode there, which looks really nice. Has a picture of his beast mode on the toy itself. The back, it shows a bio, along with the fact that it transfers in 14 steps, and has a promotion with the Prime Masters as normal. Inside the box, you actually get a few more things that a lot of other Transformers don't have. First, which pretty much everything has, at least in the scale and a few others, we have the bio card, which, for mine, it says Nexus Rippersnapper, so that's pretty cool. Next, obviously you get the hand-foot gun release, which is pretty standard at this point. He actually has two guns, which is definitely a lot better than a lot of the other releases, but other than that, that's pretty much all you get out of the box. So, just looking at the contents, it actually is a lot more than what we usually see, since a lot of Transformers usually only have one weapon outside of the hand-foot gun. So I should give this a 5 out of 5, since you actually get it quite a lot already in a standard Deluxe Transformer of the modern times. Now we're going to move on to the over articulation and transformation. So articulation-wise, you're actually going to get a lot of articulation, surprisingly. The head is on a standard ball joint, which is pretty much expected with these Transformers releases. It can look down okay, and it can look up okay as well. He does have ball joints at the shoulders, ball joints at the elbows, and this is where it's really nice that Hasbro actually put in a wrist joint, which is very rare for Transformers in general, so I appreciate that Hasbro was able to do that in the design. You can swivel his waist 360. He has ball joints at the hips, swivels at the thighs, and just about 90 degrees for knee joints. So outside of the wrist swivels, you're pretty much getting the standard articulation we've seen with Combiner Wars figures. You can take off the guns, which I also appreciate that Hasbro gave the character two guns instead of just one once again. So you can allow him to dual wield them if you wish to. So pretty much it just looks like this. So it's nice that we actually have another Transformer with more weapons. It's a little bit loose on my copy, unfortunately, for the arms, so there you go. You can allow him to dual wield. And if you wish to, you can use the hand-foot gun and use it as a shield. Or, similar to other Deluxe figures, you can place this into the chest, and unfortunately just creates this really goofy-looking armor. You can remove this little slot cover and attach a Prime Master. So you pretty much get the idea what the main play gimmick is, but it is unfortunate, it just looks really weird on the figure. As a makeshift weapon, you can actually use the hand-foot gun here, and place the guns onto the little areas where they have little holes on the side here. You can allow him to actually have a weapon that makes it look like he's having like a doubled barrel cannon of some sort. It's a little bit tricky to pull it. There we go. So that's interesting that you can actually do that, but it does weigh down the hand quite a bit. So anyways, we'll now move on to the transformation. So in terms of transformation, it's really not all that complicated. You're going to turn the head. While this isn't 100% necessary, it will help with the beast mode. Slide over the head and it'll snap into place. What we're going to do is turn the waist 360. Open up the compartments here. Slide the knees inside. So it looks like this. We're going to move the little fin pieces to get them out of the way. And everything will peg together properly, including the tail. If you align everything properly, the tail will technically attach automatically. Next, we're going to pull out the little legs so that the feet can lay straight. And bend the arms in a certain way so that they face forward. And there we have Rippersnapper in his land shark mode, which actually looks pretty nice, and it's pretty close to his original G1 counterpart. What you could do in this mode is take the little guns and place them onto the back again, so it makes it look like he's got that weird back barrel cannon thing. Fortunately, you can't do it exactly the same way as the G1 toy, since it did cover up this area right here, but there isn't a way to port this anywhere onto the back there, which is unfortunate, but it's not a big deal here. Surprisingly, he does have a real working rub symbol, which is surprising for a release in the modern day, since a lot of transfers just don't have that anymore. In this mode, you can open and close his mouths, which I appreciate, and this is where it's nice that we actually have the head turn the other way, or else you're going to have a little face peeking out from inside the mouth there. He does maintain the same ball joints at the shoulders and the elbows and the swivels at the wrists as seen with the row mode. He has ball joints here with the legs, and you can bend these forward, but that's about it in terms of articulation. On the back, there is a little port area where you can take a Prime Master or a Headmaster and place it on the back here. You do need to use the little ports on the back here. It's a little bit tricky because of the way that the ports are made, but you pretty much get the idea of how to do that, so that's nice that it has a little bit more play value going for it. So, overall, I think the transformation is very nice. It's definitely not complex in any shape or form, and I think Hasbro did a fantastic job bringing this figure to life, once again, as the Generations release. So I give this figure a 5 out of 5 in terms of features and transformation. So the overall value of this particular figure is the standard $16.99 price if you get it at the retail price. It's definitely worth it since you're actually getting one of the limbs of Abominus to finish up the final combiner outside of the Seacons and Predaking. So it's definitely worth the price that it's going for, especially since he actually has a lot more accessories. Well, really just one extra accessory that most Transformers do not have. So I give this figure a 5 out of 5 on that category as well. And now we'll move on to some comparisons. First, we're going to take a look at the two Rippersnappers, the original G1 toy next to the new Generations Power of the Primes release. It's definitely has a lot more liberties in the original G1 release since it was a smaller figure and made to be a combiner, and it's just really nice that we actually had those kind of figures back in the day as well. Unfortunately, I do not have the gun with me right now. It's not that I lost it, I just don't know where the bag is that has the rest of my weapons at this very moment, but you pretty much see the similarities between the two, even with the smaller detail designs like the legs, the little chest area, and also the other details throughout the figure. So now we're going to take a look at them in their beast modes. Now we have a comparison with both their beast modes. As you can see, it's definitely pretty close to what we got in the original G1 toy line. Obviously mine is quite yellow, exceptionally, since mine was actually second-handed, since I actually did not exist during the ages of G1, so obviously I couldn't have had these toys to begin with. But it's nice that we actually got a new representation of the character, and I can't wait to see the rest of the Terracons. So that concludes my review for the Power of the Primes Deluxe class Rippersnapper. I was actually quite happy with the overall presentation of this particular figure, and I think Hasbro did a fantastic job designing the first of the Predacons to be released. So I cannot wait to see what else comes down the road with the rest of the other Predacons. So I highly recommend picking this up ASAP. I got mine at Amazon since they have been trickling in and out of stock on Amazon.com, and I don't think they've really been in stock in other places unless you got like the big set from BBTS. But other than that, you pretty much have to check Amazon at this point until maybe in the next couple of months we'll see more of these in actual toy shelves. Anyways, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check my Twitter, Darkon633, and don't forget to check the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. And I'm back with more Transformers reviews. For now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.